Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, and I'm here with another episode of Ask Dave. This one is from Bruce Craig, KD8ASZ, and at the time he wrote this, he was a technician. And he was doing something I don't normally recommend, which is to buy equipment based in anticipation of passing a licensing upgrade. But as it turns out, my concerns would be for naught, because he is now an amateur extra, and his call is W2EAL. So, Bruce, congratulations on that. I think his QRZ page said he did that license as a tribute to his father. And good for you. That is super. Now, his question is, I'm accumulating the reference architecture as I study for my general exam. I wanted to know the details on the crimper you used. It seems to support both coax and powerpole crimping. I can only find two tools, one for each type of connector. Let me show you what it is, first of all, so you know where to get it. You probably already have this, but a lot of people would like to know the same thing. This right here is a crimper kit, and I put the 73 there instead of there, so I know which side is the top, so not everything falls out when I open it. Okay, this is from Quicksilver Radio, or www.QS for Quicksilver, and then radio.com. Okay, and I believe they still carry this. Now, these little things here, the flashlight and the extra nipper, were extras that came with it at the time. Okay, what we have in here are wire cutters. Okay, and note that's designed for like the heavy coaxial stuff. Okay, this has a screwdriver, and the reason for the screwdriver is you need this screwdriver on these screws right here to change the jaws. There are 3 sets of jaws. This jaw set right here, you see the 45, 75, 30, and 15. Normally, when you use power poles, which are shown right there in that picture, you're going to use the 30 on that. And there's a way to do that, but basically, you put the metal part in here and bring it down till it just touches, and it'll clip the wire in here. And then you put the wire into the end of that and then crimp it the rest of the way. And believe me, it takes a nice healthy squeeze. Okay, now here are other jaws. This jaw right here is for different sizes of things that you might want to squish, and it tells you what they are, and these can be from little tiny connectors to the bigger connectors. Note it has the hexagon shape. This would be for like coax. I believe this one right here is for the RG8X. Got additional jaws in here, 425. These are different types of connectors that you can put in, and the jaws go in so that they are opposite each other. Okay. And this one is for your RG8U, RG213, and so on. Okay? Now, to strip the coax, to get it right for what you're doing, they give you 2 coax strippers. And this one right here is for the bigger stuff. You see the larger size there. This is for RG8U and for RG213, and notice it'll strip it out. What you do is you clamp this around the cable and then twirl it like this and then pull. In theory, everything will be just right for the crimping. Now note that you're still going to have to solder the center conductor. This one right here is for the RG8X, RG58, if you want. You can take this out and turn it to different sides so it'll hold it in there. Now on the bottom of these, you see these 2 things right there that you can adjust, and right here you have 3. Okay, there is a little tool right here that comes with it, and this is an Allen wrench. It goes down in there, and with that, if the thing is not cutting right, or as it wears out, you can just, and let me tell you, a hair touch adjustment is a significant adjustment. Okay, you can adjust the positioning of the 2 blades or the 3 blades that are inside of here. All right? And that allows you to do those cables. Now notice I'm not telling you to use this for LMR 400. And there's a reason for that. I did a video once on how hard it was to put a cable on LMR 400. And that was because I was using standard RG8U type connectors. It just wasn't working. And so Times Microwave, which makes the LMR 400, wrote to me, and they sent me their tool set and some of their connectors, which are full crimp. You don't have to solder anything on them. And those were quite interesting. I did a video about that first. But Quicksilver radio, okay, and they send the instructions for the adjustments, and they send all the tips that you need here for installing coax crimp-on connectors. Okay, all of this here. Note that there's a little bit of wire sticking out. You trim that right to the end, okay, and then you'll have to solder that to the center conductor. So, again, a little extra there, you get it out, but it shows you how to do this. This is definitely not vetted by the Me Too people. It says, give the tool a manly squeeze. You must go through a full cycle until it opens. Well, I think many, many, many women are fully capable of giving a manly squeeze, okay? Now, you can get the crimp-on connectors from a variety of sources, okay? And put them on there. It takes some practice. You know, start with a little jumper that you might use, say, between your radio and an external SWR meter, something like that. Make some jumpers before you jump into your big stuff. Now, the big stuff, like the RG213, can be a little bit fun to do. If you try and do those, they also make connectors you can just solder. But the problem with that is it's really hard to solder braid to the external part of the connector. It takes a lot of heat, adding some flux, a lot of patience, a lot of luck, and a lot of skill, and it can be very, very frustrating. So that's why I go with the connectors that are at least half crimp on. I can always solder the middle part of it there. So Bruce, there you are. Congratulations on your extra call sign and your tribute to your dad there. And I think that's wonderful. Until we next meet, 73.